Hello and welcome to my channel Biostudies. Myself Komal, your biology tutor. So, in this lecture, I am telling you about the next type of specialized connective tissue, that is vascular tissue. So, we learned in the last lecture that about the skeletal tissues of the specialized connective tissue, and now it's time to do the vascular tissues, which includes blood and lymph. So, let's begin. Blood. Blood is a mobile connective tissue which is composed of plasma, that is a fluid, and the blood corpuscles or cells. So there are major two components. One is plasma and another is blood cells or blood corpuscles. Blood is basis of life, as we all know. Fluids outside the cells are generally called as extracellular fluids. The process of formation of blood is called as hemopoiesis, and the tissues which form the blood cells are known as homeopoietic tissues. If we talked about the functions of blood, so transport of respiratory gases, transport of hormones, defense against infection, temperature regulation and maintenance of pH, etc. So these are some important points related to blood. Next is first component of blood, that is plasma. Plasma is a fluid in nature. It is slightly alkaline, non-living intercellular substance which constitutes about 55% part of the blood, and it is pale yellow but transparent and clear fluid. Composition of plasma, mainly water. 90 to 92% water alone will form the composition of plasma. Mineral salts, nutrients, plasma proteins, defense compound immunoglobulins, excretory substances, dissolved gases, anticoagulant hormones, vitamins and enzymes. These are the components of plasma. Function of plasma include transport, retention of fluid in blood, maintenance of blood pH, body immunity, prevention of blood loss, conducting heat to skin for dissipation, and uniform distribution of heat all over the body. So these are some functions, compositions and definition of plasma, the first component of blood. So there are two components of blood, students, that is mainly blood plasma and blood corpuscles. Plasma is the fluid, corpuscles are the cells. Now next is blood cells. So blood cells are also known as formed elements because they form, right? They perform different functions. Formed elements or blood corpuscles. These are of three types: RBC, WBC and blood platelets. RBCs are also known as erythrocytes. White blood cells or WBC are leukocytes and blood platelets are thrombocytes. So one by one we will cover all the types of blood cells. So students, first type of blood corpuscle is RBC. Human RBC are smaller than WBC. In mammals, RBCs are not nucleated. That means nucleus are not there. They are biconcave and circular in shape and structure. The total number of RBC per microliter of blood. Suppose microliter के according we are observing here that in a microliter the total number of RBC in that particular microliter of blood is known as total count of RBC. That is known as total count of RBC. Anemia may be caused by loss of blood that is known as hemorrhage, destruction of RBC that is known as hemolysis, or faulty formation of blood. So anemia is caused by these two factors. The increase in the number of RBC may be during the muscular exercise to meet up the increased demand of oxygen and at high altitudes to cope up with the low oxygen content of the air, and an abnormal rise in the RBC are known as polycythemia. And again I am telling you that these terms are very important, so consider these terms. Polycythemia, Decrease in the number of RBC are known as erythrocytopenia, which cause the oxygen shortage in the blood and tissues. Why? Because the RBCs, hemoglobin content is there, and that will bring the oxygen to the tissues, to the body. If the RBC content is decreases, hemoglobin content is decreases, the oxygen shortage is there, and the term erythrocytopenia is related to this. The oxygen shortage stimulates the kidney cells to secrete a hormone that is known as erythropoietin. Erythropoietin released by the kidney into the blood, and this stimulates the bone marrow to increase the production of RBC. This is basically a feedback that if the oxygen decreases, kidney releases a hormone erythropoietin, and it will stimulate the bone marrow, because bone marrow are responsible for the production of the RBC, to increase the production of RBC. That means it is like a feedback कि एक चीज कम हो रही है, फिर एक रेगुलेशन पार्ट आ रहा है, फिर उसको क्या करवा रहा है, ऑन करवा रहा है. फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एरिथ्रोसाइट्स और आरबीसी वी कैन से दैट आर नोन एज एरिथ्रोपोइसिस. एरिथ्रोसाइट्स का फॉर्मेशन एंड द लाइफ स्पैन ऑफ आरबीसीज is about 120 days. 120 days का इनका लाइफ स्पैन रहता है. So if you observe here, that this is the structure of RBC, cytoplasm, hemoglobin content is inside central pale region, transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide functions we will discuss. Yes. So hemoglobin is present inside the RBC, as I told you earlier. Hemoglobin is a conjugated protein. It is a conjugated protein. It comprises a basic protein that is known as globin, which joined to the known protein that is heme. So hemoglobin made up of two components, heme and globin. Globin is a protein and heme is a known protein part, hence the name hemoglobin is given. A mammalian hemoglobin molecule is a complex of four heme molecules that join with the four globin molecules, and heme is a iron porphyrin ring. So it is the iron porphyrin ring. Iron is present. See here, iron is present, and these are polypeptide chains, and heme group is also there. So this is the molecule of hemoglobin that is present inside the RBC. And what is the function of this? Yes, very important. Functions of RBC is very important. I just mark a star here. Transport of oxygen. Hemoglobin of RBC rarely combined with oxygen. Hemoglobin combined with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. It will form oxyhemoglobin. In the tissues, oxyhemoglobin rarely gives up to its oxygen, and this oxygen is used for what? Oxidation of food के oxidation के लिए. यहाँ सारा metabolism, catabolism सब कुछ start हो जाएगा जैसे ही oxygen आ जाएगी. Then transport of CO2. RBC also participate in transporting the CO2 from the tissues to the lungs. अब जो tissues में oxygen use हो गई, then the CO2, which is the wastage, we can say that from the body, from the tissues to the lungs, it get transport. And now the carbon dioxide is combined with the potassium carbonate of the red corpuscles to form the potassium bicarbonate in the presence of an enzyme, carbonic anhydrase. This important point, that enzyme is carbonic anhydrase, and the CO2 bind to the potassium carbonate to form potassium bicarbonate in the presence of carbonic anhydrase. Carbon dioxide also combines with amino acid of the hemoglobin of RBC to form the carbamino hemoglobin. So carbon dioxide binds to the RBC cell के potassium के साथ, potassium carbonate के साथ भी bind करेगा, कर सकता है to form the potassium bicarbonate in the presence of enzyme carbonic anhydrase. Again, carbon dioxide also binds to the amino group of the hemoglobin of the RBC to form the carbamino hemoglobin. Very important point. Then again, the function is maintenance of the pH of blood. Hemoglobin is an excellent acid base buffer. In this diagram, wait, I'm just changing the color of the pen. I don't know, it's not visible. Yeah. So here you are able to see the hemoglobin diagram. This is the heme group, and see, oxygen molecule get association of the oxygen and the hemoglobin. It occurs in the lungs where the partial oxygen amount is very high, and the formation of oxyhemoglobin. Then it's just moved towards the tissues, and the dissociation of the oxygen and hemoglobin occur in the tissues where the PO2 is very low. The difference in the concentrations are there. Where it is high, it get loaded. Where it is low, it get unloaded, and it get dissociated from the hemoglobin used by the tissues, and then in return hemoglobin bind to the CO2 and transport it as well. So that is the very important function that is related to the RBC, transport of oxygen and CO2, and mainly the role of hemoglobin in this whole process. Clear? Okay, great.